Welcome to Eagle's Moon Healing. I'm so grateful you're here and that you've chosen to spend this time with me learning about working with salt, black salt, and fire salt for protection and spell work. As we move through this teaching, I invite you to listen not only with your mind, but with your heart and your energy as well. Together, we will explore simple and powerful ways to bless and charge your salt, to create black salt for protection, regular salt for clearing, and to make fire salt to bring heat, speed, and intensity to your workings. I'll share how I do this in my own practice, and you are always encouraged to adapt what you learn so it truly fits you, your path, and your practice. As we begin, I call in the energies that will guide us and ask everything we do today be for the highest and greatest good. May you receive exactly what you need from this time spent with me: clarity, confidence, inspiration, and a deeper trust in your own magic. Thank you for being here. Let's talk about salt. I usually buy regular table salt in bulk, often 25-pound bags from a warehouse store, but you can use any type of salt you prefer. When I bring home this big bag, I open it and pour it into several smaller containers. They're just much easier to use. I then take the containers out under a full moon so the salt can soak up that beautiful lunar energy. I often place Reiki symbols under the containers. At this stage, I do not set any specific intention for the salt. I use this as my base salt. So it turns into so many different projects, purposes, and I'll set my intention when I am making it into that purpose. You can use this moon charged salt in any type of spell or practice you like. It's wonderful for protection, cleansing, grounding. You can add it to candle spells, sprinkle it where you feel you need some energetic support, on the floor to sweep with. Just remember, whatever you're using it for, put your intention into that salt at that moment. You can also cook with this salt. It brings a gentle, energetic support to your everyday meals. I also buy Himalayan salt. That's what I cook with, and I will put that out in the moonlight so that it gets that wonderful energetic charge just to help me with my cooking in my everyday meals. How to make black salt. There are a few ways to create black salt. None of them are complicated. Use what you have and use what feels right to you. Incense and ash. Take some of your regular base salt, collect the ash from incense you have already burned. I use a small container and I just collect mine. All different types, all different scents, makes no difference. Mix the ash into the salt until it's well combined. As you mix, focus on your intention, whether it be protection, banishing, whatever the purpose you're creating this black salt for. That's it. Now you have a basic black salt you can use in your practice. Here's another method. This is the method I use: fire ash and salt. On a full moon, I have a fire pit, and please be safe and do this in a safe method. I have a contained fire. When the fire has burned down and the ashes are completely cool the next day, I collect the ash. I grind the ash so it becomes very fine to blend with the salt. And if you want yours more flaky, do that. This is totally personal preference. Mix the ground ash with your salt. As you're doing that, infuse the mixture with your intention as you stir. This creates a powerful black salt that carries both fire energy, moon energy, and the timing you choose. So, full moon, new moon, those kinds of things. Here's another method that you can use to make black salt. I have made black salt using the energy of my late husband. I have many of his handwritten invoices, and those papers hold his energy. On a full moon, in a clean fire pit, I burn some of those invoices. Once the ashes are completely cooled the next day, I collect them and store them in containers. When I was ready to make my batch of protection black salt, I took some of that ash, crushed it very finely, mixed it with my salt. As I blended the two together, I focused on combining my energy with his and set a very clear protection intention into this mixture. As a result, I have a very strong protective black salt that I use for my home. Several family members have requested jars of this black salt because they feel its strength and its energy. I still have a container of ash reserved for future batches, or if I want to bring it in my practice in another way. Here's a very important note. Black salt is not edible. Do not use black salt in cooking. Now let's talk about fire salt. Fire salt is wonderful when you want to heat up things, speed up spells, add intensity. Maybe you're working with banishing or hot foot spells. Okay, start with your base salt. Add any combination of hot ingredients you have on hand. Here's some examples: cayenne pepper, dried chili peppers, black pepper, red chili pepper flakes. The type of pepper is not critical. Use what you like, use what you already have. If you have dried chili peppers, grind and crush the peppers as they are needed to mix well with the salt. As you combined everything, put your intention into the mixture. And if you're making several batches, you want one for maybe speeding up spells or heating up a situation, anything like that, this is the time you put the intention in. So fire salt can be used speeding up spells, heating up spells that feel stagnant, work in banishing or hot foot spells. These are all separate containers with separate intentions. You can cook with fire salt. It brings that fiery, intentional energy into your food. Just keep in mind, it will be spicy, and always be mindful of who is eating it and their comfort level with heat. Use your intuition, your intentions, and your creativity. Let this be a starting point, not strict rules. Adjust your ingredients, timing, moon cycles, and methods that they align with within your own practice and what feels right in your heart. I want to thank you so much for joining me today and for allowing me to share these teachings on salt, black salt, and fire salt with you. If you have any questions or you'd like clarification on anything, you are always welcome to reach out to me by email at emh@eaglesmoonhealing.com. You're also warmly invited to stay connected with our community on Facebook, facebook.com Eagles Moon Healing. We do have a website, eaglesmoonhealing.com. Thank you for sharing this time and energy with me. From my heart to yours, blessings on your path and all the work you do with these magical salts.